right. Welcome to the November 2016 General Session of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners. We begin this morning's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Brooks.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Starting a little late today because we had our Artists and Scholars Award presentation downstairs in the auditorium. Brought in kids from 15, all but one school district from Central Ohio, and recognized them for their exceptional work in both academics and the arts world, and it's always a blast. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of kids. The auditorium was full this morning, so. But we also this morning want to do a resolution. This is Diabetes Awareness Month, and we have with us this morning Gary Doherty, who's the Executive Director, and Bill Hess, the Associate Director of Development for the American Diabetes Association of Central Ohio. Gentlemen, if you want to come up, we'd love to hear about what you have going on, and in general, but also anything in particular for Diabetes Awareness Month.
Well, thank you very much, Commissioners. My name is Gary Doherty. I'm actually the Director of State Government Affairs and Advocacy for the association, and joined by Bill Hesse, Associate Director of Development here in the Central Ohio office.
Great.
I think it's important to note that 1.3 million Ohioans have diabetes. And in addition to that, there's about 3.1 million who have prediabetes. In other words, if they don't make changes to their lifestyle, if they don't get more physically active, consume a healthier diet, then they're going to join the folks in the diabetes column.
Gary, what are the symptoms of prediabetes?
Sometimes there are no symptoms. That's the problem.
Yeah.
About 10% of those with prediabetes don't even know it.
Huh.
Well, I'm sorry, about 90% don't even know it. 10% are diagnosed because when they go in to see their primary care physician, they'll do a blood test and they see their blood glucose levels starting to rise. But oftentimes, if there's no symptoms, no obvious symptoms, people don't even know it. So they don't know to take these steps to try to change their lifestyle. So in a state of 11 million people, you've got about 4.5 million who either have diabetes or are at risk of diabetes. That's a pretty significant problem here in Ohio and across the country for that matter. And then when you count in family members, caregivers, friends, colleagues, you name it, it is very rare for somebody not to have a connection to somebody with diabetes, either directly or indirectly. So the other thing that I think is really interesting and kind of frightening and unfortunately not getting any better is the amount of money that we spend on diabetes each year. In Ohio, it's been estimated that we spend $12 billion on diabetes. 9.1 in direct medical expenses, and the rest in indirect expenses that are attributed to lost productivity, lost time at work, and things like that. So it's an incredible amount of money, and I think that's a fact that most folks don't even realize, is how much money that we are putting in, particularly through the Medicaid program, and folks are really, it's not only an insidious disease, if you will, it's a very costly disease.
And isn't it, Gary, if I may ask, isn't it striking at a younger and younger age?
It is. You know, it used to be type 1 diabetes used to be known as juvenile diabetes, and it was young kids. Now folks in their 30s are being diagnosed with type 1. Type 2 used to be adult onset diabetes. And now, young kids are being diagnosed with type 2. So about 95% of those with diabetes have type 2, but that in no way minimizes the importance of those with type 1. It's a very vocal community, and obviously we want to We want to be available to help and to help fund research to continually look for treatment and cures for type 1 and type 2.
Would you say this is, we're hearing a lot about opioid addiction, and we know that's a big problem. But is this an epidemic in our community?
Statewide, it's and I think nationally as well, it's the 7th leading cause of death. The opioid epidemic obviously is getting the headlines. I mean, it's a horrible situation, horrible healthcare situation. Diabetes tends to kind of simmer below the line of publicity, if you will. But there are, the consequences of diabetes are significant.
Right.
We just lost John Hicks, Ohio State football icon, and that was due to complications from diabetes also. Obviously a more higher visibility story, but it's happening, unfortunately, throughout our community.
So if somebody wants to know how to address issues related to diabetes in our community, what can they do?
Well, we have a website, diabetes.org, that has a wealth of information for anybody who wants to seek knowledge about, what to look for, how to get involved. If Bill doesn't mind, I might defer to him to talk a little bit about some of the Central Ohio programs.
That would be great.
Great.
Yes, we do in the area, we try to focus on health and wellness for the entire community. So not just individuals and private institutions or organizations, but also we focus on corporate health and wellness. So we go into companies and work with their wellness directors and their HR departments in order to enhance their wellness programs. So anyone that would want to get involved in the community, they can go to diabetes.org and click on the In My Community link. It will get them to me. They will put in their zip code, and if they're within the Central Ohio reach, it will get their information over to me. They can volunteer to help at different community events, help volunteer at our fundraising events. We have a fantastic executive committee and planning committee for our Tour to Cure event, which happens in the summer. And then we also have board member opportunities for our local community leadership board.
You have cooking programs too for people that want to change their lifestyle that way.
Through our office, we actually don't have a cooking program, but the other organizations like the Central Ohio Diabetes Association, and then also the Columbus Public Health Department, they both run cooking information, cooking classes, and all of the things that these other organizations focused on diabetes and public health, they all follow the standards of care set by the American Diabetes Association.
That's great.
It's
That's
fantastic.
really
Well, we
good.
would like to come up and present you with this and take a photo. Bill, is Roy Bobbitt still at CODA? Good to see you. You know, Roy?
Over at
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought he was, but I haven't asked. He was over last night for trick or treat. Comes over. We have a big party. President of the school board. Oh, really? So they came in, we have a big, like, tailgate party in the front yard, all the trick or treaters. We have like a hot dog and it's supposed to be my wife does. Thanks, Roy comes over every year. Okay. Sure. Denise came over last night, so good to see you here. Yeah, go try, go try. We'll be saying that a few times today. I heard you liked it too. It is.
But we're starting to reach out. That's what he really
Keep it
focused
going
on.
right now.
Yeah.
Cut through that.
Value our
You've been
services. Thank you so much. Thanks again.
Take care, Bill. All right, so Now we need an approval of the minutes of the September 15th, September 22nd, and September 29th, 2016 briefing sessions.
I will move for the approval of those minutes.
Second.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
The minutes have been approved.
The Sheriff's Department.
Resolution number 778-16, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to accept the collective bargaining agreement between the Franklin County Sheriff's Office and the Fraternal Order of Police, Ohio Labor Council Incorporated.
Good morning, Commissioners. How are you doing this morning?
Great.
Good.
How are you?
Doing good, good. Albert Smith, Budget Manager for the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. Our first resolution will finalize the aforementioned collective bargaining agreement for the period of January 1st of this year through January 1st of 2019. Representation by this union includes the Patrol Communication Technicians and Patrol Communication Technician Supervisors. Pending any questions, I ask approval of this resolution.
Okay, and these are two, and two increases for 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, I
Which
believe
is within
so.
our range of all of our other county
I think
employees.
the
It's actually
third
2
year.
and 2
Right.
and a quarter%.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
that's fine.
And the changes that Dave had emailed made sense, so thank you for that.
Yep.
Okay. I will move for passage of Resolution 778-16.
Second.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 778-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 779-16, resolution authorizing non-general fund supplemental appropriations for the volunteers and public safety support programs.
Our next resolution authorizes a non-general fund supplemental appropriation for volunteers and public safety programs. Due to an increase in the demand for our programs, the supplemental appropriation is needed. We will be fully reimbursed from the 2014 Justice Assistant Grant allocation. Pending any questions, I ask for approval of this resolution.
Great. We really need these eyes and ears and helping hands, don't we?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
They've been a big help in the Sheriff's Office, so can't be everywhere. Move for passage of Resolution 779-16.
Second.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 779-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 780-16, resolution authorizing a transfer of appropriations and a purchase order for the return of prisoners.
Yes, these appropriations cover the expenses for transporting 31 prisoners during June, 39 prisoners during July, and 46 prisoners during August. The itemized monthly reports have been submitted and approved by the sheriff. Pending any questions, I ask for approval of this resolution.
Move for passage of Resolution 780-16.
Second.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 780-16 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Animal Control.
Resolution number 781-16, resolution authorizing a contract extension for veterinarian services with Shelter Outreach Services of Ohio in the amount of $400,000.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good
How
to
are
see
you,
all of
Deb?
you. Good. Here today asking for your approval for contract extension for Shelter Outreach Services for our spay and neuter program and our medical clinic program. It will come up this will expire in May 26, 2017. And I'm asking for your approval. Pending questions?
Really glad to see this. That's what we need.
Yes.
Move for passage of Resolution 781-16.
Second.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 781-16 has been adopted.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Deb.
Thanks.
If I could just rush just 1 minute here. We do experience diabetes with our animals, and we will be recognizing it this month also.
Oh, great.
We do see
Good.
many of our dogs will have to take insulin just like adults do, so we will be recognizing that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Deb.
You're welcome.
Community Partnerships.
Resolution number 782-16, resolution authorizing supplemental appropriations and an amendment to the collaboration agreement with the Affordable Housing Trust for Columbus and Franklin County in order to support production of affordable housing units, an increase of $429,090 for a total amount of $3,578.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Chalerick with the Office of Management and Budget. This resolution will authorize a supplemental appropriation of $429,090 related to higher than anticipated conveyance fee revenue for 2016, and that supplemental is part of the contract amendment that we provided to the Affordable Housing Trust, which is one half of the increase in the permissive conveyance fees. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
This is fantastic. Boy, do we need this. Move for passage of Resolution 782-16.
I'll second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 782-16 has been adopted.
All right, Human Resources.
Resolution number 783-16, resolution approving personnel actions.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Young, representing Human Resources. The following personnel actions this week. Board of Commissioners, 1 rate adjustment. Child Support Enforcement Agency, 2 new hires and 1 transfer within the agency. Department of Economic Development and Planning, 1 retirement. Department of Job and Family Services, 2 new hires, 5 promotions, 1 temporary work level, 1 transfer within the agency, 1 leave of absence, and 3 resignations. Pending any questions, I request approval of the resolution.
Move for passage of Resolution 783-16.
I'll second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 783-16 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Purchasing.
Resolution number 784-16, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,803,934.48.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Balanier representing Purchasing. The resolution before you requests your approval of 145 purchase orders. These purchase orders have been pre-certified as to the availability of funds by the county auditor. Pending any questions, we recommend their approval.
Great. Move for passage of Resolution 784-16.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 784-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Megan. Antoine, do we have any journalizations today?
No, we do not.
All right, we have none.
Could I ask a question? There's a person with a hat on in the back. Why is he wearing a hat in our house?
Go try.
Oh.
Go try. Well, game 6 tonight. We'll,
Game 6.
we'll
Let's
see
go,
what we
Indians.
can do.
Hey.
Game 6 tonight.
It's the lucky
We win
game,
tonight.
isn't it?
All right. Counting on that.
If you'd have told Eric and I years ago that the Cavs and the Indians might win world championships in the same year, we'd have never believed
Never.
you.
Neither
Never
would my
believed you.
cousin.
It's a good just for a little grounding for Cleveland fans. It's a good thing the Browns are 0-8.
Right.
Just so that we
To
don't think,
balance it.
just so that we don't
Yeah.
think that the world's coming to an end.
Yeah.
You gotta balance it out.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
right.
Yeah.
Go Tribe.